Your grandmother is speaking Patois, and it's actually Nigerian.
Let's talk about the Igbo influence in Jamaica, specifically Jamaican Patois. One of the major tribes that ended up in Jamaica, or what we now call Jamaica, during the Transatlantic slave trade was the Igbo people. They were among other major tribes like the Yoruba people and the Akan people of Ghana. But we're just going to talk about the Igbo influence specifically because that's what I know about.
For 400 years, they told us we lost everything, that the Middle Passage drowned our languages, erased our gods, severed every connection to the motherland Africa. But what if I told you that every time a Jamaican says big I to call someone greedy or dull mouth for a doorway or yells Unu, come here, they're speaking Igbo?
These are just some words that I found that connect Igbo and Jamaican Patois, and it's just really interesting how they're just the same. For example, Unu is something that I hear a lot from Jamaicans. Unu, like when referring to you people, like saying you people. And in Igbo, that means you people. Soso in Igbo means only. And apparently in Jamaican Patois, they also say soso or soso. I don't know exactly how they say it, but I just know that's the word. It's also interesting how in Latin languages, solo also means the same thing. Igbo people call bed bugs chinche, and Jamaicans call them chink. Igbo people say anyuku to describe a greedy person because anyuku literally means big eye. And in Jamaican Patois, they say big eye to describe a greedy person. In Igbo, onuzo literally means the mouth of a door, door mouth. And Jamaicans say door mouth to describe the opening of a door as well. Akara is a bean cake that's eaten in Nigeria and also the Caribbean. And Brazil too. I don't know if y'all know this, but so many Africans who were stolen during the transatlantic slave trade were taken from the region that we now call Nigeria. So it's not shocking when you see a lot of people with Nigerian ancestry when they do a 23andMe or something like that. So ultimately, it all makes sense.
Not metaphorically, literally, the same words, the same meanings, surviving, hidden in plain sight. While colonizers were congratulating themselves on erasing Africa, our ancestors were encoding into the very language of survival. I'm not talking about nostalgia. I'm talking about a genetic memory refusing to die. And that this is a proof that you can't kill a people's soul. You can only make them hide it better. And now we are done hiding it. If your DNA test ever shocked you, wait until you hear yourself speak. So guys, I have a couple of videos that I showed them, and then I'll be back to discuss everything with you.
I feel like if you're Jamaican and anything African, how does it work? For example, Jamaica and Nigeria, how is that household not chaotic? Both of these two nations are proud, you know. So when someone says I'm half Jamaican, half Nigerian, I stay away. I stay away, I stay away, because I don't want the drama, please. Me no want trouble. So you're saying Jamaica and Nigeria met and they found peace, and then you were born? How? Zombie on going. Like, I'm not really a Plutomanian, but this is a collision of two worlds. It's mad.
Nigerians and Jamaicans. You guys have the most and the worst, the most creative and the worst, like, painful, wicked insults in the world. Like, I was looking like at a social media post on Instagram, and like, and it's for like a Nigerian social media page, like, and I was just looking through the comments, and I'm like, yo, have you ever been insulted by a Jamaican? Have you ever been insulted by a Nigerian? I wish I could speak Patois. I can't even do it. I'm not even gonna disgrace myself on this platform because y'all not gonna get me. But I have been to Jamaica at least 6 times, and I have a lot of Jamaican friends, and let me tell you, and then on top of that, I'm Nigerian, so you know.
Hi guys, have you wondered why Jamaicans use Unu in their expressions and Igbos use Unu in their expressions too? Wow, it is simple. Unu means you all. In Igbo it is spelled U-N-U, and in Jamaican Patois it is spelled U-N-U to mean the same thing. It means you all, you plural, or just simply mean y'all. For example, you all will come. See? In Igbo, it is unu gabia. In Jamaican Patois, they will say unu agakom. See? It's that simple. The next example is you all want it. In Igbo, we would say unu choroya. In Jamaican Patois, we would say unu want it. See? It is that easy.
And I will do a comparison of some common words that we use in Jamaican Patois that are actually Igbo words that are still being used today. Let's get started.
In Igbo, we say dibia.
In Patois, we say obia. Them obey you, my youth. Look like them obey you or something.
In Igbo, we say okro.
In Patois, we say okro. Yeah, man, I'm gonna make put some okra in it. Yeah, put some okra in it.
And then in Igbo, we say poto.
In Patois, we say poto. So rice, that's a poto, my youth. Rice, poto, man. Oh, God. Anyways, guys, those are just some of the words that we use in our patois that are actually Igbo words, and some of them are pronounced the exact same way.
Example, Jamaica, they use the word unu a lot. I hear that in a lot of Jamaican music. Unu. Sometimes I will hear something that goes unu doom. I'm like, what? Listen, don't tell me that these people are using our language, and that is part of their everyday word. One day I heard it in another song. I said, no, I want to go research. Now, unu in my tribe means all of you. When they say unu bia, meaning all of you come. And when we say unu, it means all of you. When we say unu dum, the dum at the end stresses on the fact that I want all of you to come, that they are calling everyone to come. And Jamaican people use that a lot. I'm like, okay, let me go research. When I did my research, I figured out that unu also mean all of you. I'm like, hold up, how did that happen? Did they borrow it from the tribe? Maybe during the time of slavery, many of their ancestors came with some of their tribal languages. So it keeps showing me that, listen, these people in the Caribbean, especially Afro-Caribbean, truly came from Africa, truly came from Nigeria and Ghana, especially the Igbo tribes and the Yoruba tribe as well. Caribbean people use the word mumu. Everybody in Nigeria know when you say that guy na mumu, meaning that guy is stupid, he's fool, he's not smart enough. And in the Caribbean, it means the same. Mumu. Come on, man, hold up. This is becoming more interesting for me, to be honest.
Cool. I'm a Jamaican, right? And whenever I'm with my friends who are predominantly African, Nigerian to be exact, and Nigerians in my comments, they always say that I look Igbo. And not only that, I did like a DNA ancestry test like a while back, and it also said I was from the Igbo tribe. So I'm just generally intrigued on what makes me look Igbo.
Yes, your grandmother's patois is actually Nigerian. I know how that sounds, but I want you to stay with me. For 400 years, they told us we lost everything, that the Middle Passage drowned our languages, erased our gods, severed every connection to the motherland. The narrative was complete. Enslaved Africans arrived as blank slates, stripped of identity, forced to build new cultures from the scraps of colonial languages. But what if I told you that every time a Jamaican says big I to call someone greedy or dull mouth for a doorway, or yells unu, come here, they're speaking Igbo? Not metaphorically, but literally. The same words have the same meanings, the same linguistic DNA. This is not about nostalgia, as I've said earlier. I'm talking about some genetic memory that refused to die, and this is a proof that you can't kill a people's soul, you can only make them hide it better. And now we are done hiding it. Let me paint you a picture of how we got here. Between the 16th and 19th centuries, an estimated 1.2 million enslaved Africans were forcibly transported to the Caribbean. Of those, hundreds of thousands came from the Bight of Biafra, what is now southern East Nigeria. Igbo people, Yoruba people, Efiki Bibio, they didn't just bring their bodies, they brought their tongues. But here's what makes this history different from the sanitized history in textbooks. Language does not just disappear because you burn it. It adapts, it camouflages, it merges with the oppressor's tongue and creates something new, something that looks like complex but carries the DNA of rebellion. Jamaican Patois wasn't just broken English. It is not broken English. It was a linguistic revolution, a creole that took English grammar, twisted it, and injected it with African syntax, rhythm, and vocabulary. The colonizers thought they were hearing corrupted English. What they were actually hearing was Igbo wearing an English mask. And there is evidence by there, and it is everywhere. Once you see it, you can't unsee it anymore. I want to break this down for you so that you can understand what we are talking about here. There is direct vocabulary survival. When a Jamaican says "unu," meaning all of you, that's not patois, it's innovation. Right? That's pure Igbo. Same word, same meaning, same pronunciation. You hear it in reggae songs, in dancehall, in every Jamaican household. Bob Marley was not just singing in patois, he was carrying Igbo into the 20th century. And when you hear mumu, meaning a fool or stupid or someone who is not sharp, Nigeria use this daily. So do Jamaicans. It has the same word, it's the same shade, same energy. Chinchi becomes chink in Jamaica, both meaning bedbugs. Akara, those beautiful bean cakes, travel from Nigerian streets to Jamaica tables to Brazilian favelas, carried by the same forced migration, keeping the same name. And then let us talk about structural preservation. This goes deeper than just vocabulary. And I'm talking about something, how our thoughts are structured. And even when you want to say something is greedy, you literally say big I. Anyauku. In Jamaican Patois, big I does not just greedy, not just jealous. Big I because that's how they thought it is constructed, right? From its root. Door mouth for a doorway. Onouzo in Igbo. Translated literally. This is not about borrowing words. This is about entire conceptual frameworks surviving the Middle Passage. Let us talk about the rhythm and energy. And anyone who's heard both Igbo and Jamaican Patois knows there is something deeper connecting them than just words. It's the musicality, the tonal quality, the way sentences rise and fall, the way emphasis works, the way proverbs are structured, the way respect is encoded into speech. And this is what they wouldn't kill, because you can ban a language, but you can't ban the spirit that shapes how a people communicate. Now, let me tell you why this matters. Personally, not just historically, I've watched Jamaicans take DNA tests and break down crying when they see Nigerian appear on their ancestry reports. I've watched Igbo people hear patois for the first time and get chills because something sounds familiar even though they have never been to the Caribbean. This is not just abstract academic theory. This is people experiencing reunion with ancestors they never knew they could reach. This is a 60-year-old Jamaican woman realizing that the words her grandmother used weren't just country talk. They were Igbo. They were African. They were home, the motherland. And here's what it becomes beautiful, because it goes both ways. And in Nigeria today, especially among young Igbo speakers, there is a growing pride in seeing the language echoing across the Atlantic Ocean. There is curiosity, there is recognition, there is a sense of, oh, we are not alone in this. Our diaspora carried us further than we knew. Now, this is bigger than just linguistics. This is about the African diaspora realizing that we are not as disconnected as we've been told, that the threads are still there waiting to be pulled. But let us talk about what this really means. For 400 years, black people in the diaspora have been told that they were rootless. They were a cultural orphan. They had no history before the plantation, that Africa is some monolithic, distant abstraction, not a specific place, not specific peoples, not specific languages that still live in their mouths. This linguistic evidence destroys that narrative completely. Every time a Jamaican child says "unu," they are speaking their ancestors' language. And every time they call someone mumu, they are wielding Igbo humor. Every time they use big I, they are thinking in African conceptual frameworks. And the colonizers try to erase their roots. They banned the drums, they separated ethnic groups, they punished African languages. They did everything they could to make them forget about their roots. And they didn't forget. They adapted, they encoded, and you guys survived. And I'm happy for you about that. And that's what a metaphor. I'm talking about something that is literally what happened. And our ancestors looked at the tools of oppressions, the English language, and said, well, we'll take this, twist it, fill it with our own soul, and make it ours. They took the master's language and hid Africa inside it. And that is the most profound act of resistance I can imagine. So, where does this leave us? First, if you're Jamaican, Trinidadian, Bayan, or anywhere in the Afro-Caribbean diaspora, and you've ever wondered about that spiritual pull you feel towards Africa, this is why. It's not mysticism, it's not coincidence, it's memory encoded in the very words you use, passed down through the generations who didn't even know they were carrying it. Number two, if you're Nigerian, Ghanaian, or anywhere in West Africa, your diaspora is wider and deeper than you realize. We didn't all get lost in the Middle Passage. Some of us survived, and we carried you with us in our syntax, in our proverbs, and in our music. Number three, this changes how we understand resistance, because survival is not always loud. Sometimes it is quiet. Sometimes it's speaking your oppressor's language with your ancestors' grammar. Sometimes it's calling your child Unu without knowing you're speaking Igbo. And sometimes it's just being and speaking and existing in ways that carry forward what was supposed to be destroyed. The transatlantic slave trade tried to kill African culture in the Americas, but it failed terribly. Not because black diasporas fought back with weapons, though they did. Not because they ran away, though they did, but because our ancestors were so damn clever that they hid Africa in plain sight. They made it invisible to the oppressor while keeping it alive for the future generation. So the next time someone tries to tell you that diaspora blacks are disconnected from Africa, that they've lost their culture, that they're just imitating or appropriating African identity, then guys, you need to claim it. Show them this video. Show them that when you speak, you're speaking languages you didn't even know you knew. Show them that your ancestors were geniuses of survival. Show them that you can't kill a people's soul. You can only make them hide it. Now, I know you guys are done hiding it now, and if this moved you, I'd like to ask you share it. If this taught you something, subscribe. If this connected the dots you didn't know existed, drop a comment down below about which words you've been speaking without knowing their roots. And the reunion is happening, and as the Bantu Merchant, I'm here, and I know it's long overdue. So guys, I'm the Bantu Merchant, and this is our history. Thank you for watching. Peace, love, and harmony.